Hello, genealogists. This is Craig again with Just Genealogy. I've been away for a few days attending the wedding of my son in New Orleans. And of course, while I was there, I visited a few places that I'll share with you over the next few weeks. One of the things that I came across, I thought I'd share right away, though, and that is Operation Benjamin. Now, Operation Benjamin, I had not heard about before, but I think it's interesting. It's devoted to preserving the memories of American Jewish servicemen and women who made the ultimate sacrifice while defending the cause of freedom during World War II. Now, that in itself is not really unique, and that wasn't the interesting facet that sort of jumped out at me while I was in New Orleans. It was this. It seems that there are unfortunately, a good number of Jewish servicemen who were buried under Latin crosses, Christian crosses, identified on top of the ground as being Christian, when in fact, they should have a Star of David over their head, identifying them as Jewish servicemen. So one of the things that Operation Benjamin does is it identifies these Jewish servicemen who are, in fact, buried under Latin crosses and gets that fixed. The project's named for Private Benjamin Gorodetsky, a Jewish soldier who was, in fact, buried under a Latin cross in the Normandy American Cemetery. And he was the first case which Project Benjamin worked on to successfully get the marker changed. A little bit about him. He was 30. He was from Ukraine. He enlisted in New York City in 1941. He was assigned to the medical department of the 66th Armored Regiment, 2nd Armored Division, and he died on the 23rd of August, 1944, killed during a Luftwaffe aerial bombardment in the Saint-André combat area. He is buried in the Normandy American Cemetery there in France. Notice he was buried in 1949, several years after his death, which means he was buried somewhere else and brought to the cemetery later. And then in 2018, they were successful in converting his headstone to a Star of David. I want to share with you another story, the story of two brothers. This is Frank B. Solomon. He's a pilot, a Jewish serviceman who was shot down during World War II on the 2nd of January, 1944, during the Battle for Berlin. What's interesting for me about him is that he flew an RAF Lancaster as bomber as part of a joint U.S.-British crew organization, which was under the command of Sir Arthur Bomber Harris. And he was killed less than 2 months after his younger brother, Sergeant Charles L. Solomon, was shot down also on a bombing mission. Sergeant Solomon is buried in the Normandy American Cemetery. Both of these brothers were originally buried under Latin crosses. And when this was brought to the attention of the American Battle Monuments Commission at the request of family members, and based on the research and advocacy of Project Benjamin, they were successful in getting the two tombstones replaced by Star of Davids in 2019. So this is an example of the work of Operation Benjamin. So far, they've done at least 14 soldiers. They've either been approved or completed since they began their work in 2018. The website that will tell you more about this is operationbenjamin.org. When you go to that website, you'll have an opportunity to donate to the organization. I would urge you to do that. This is, in my mind, a very interesting mission to identify appropriately the faith of fallen servicemen overseas. This has been Just Genealogy, converting people doing genealogy into genealogists day by day. I appreciate all of you very much. We're now over 150 subscribers. That makes me happy. We're almost to 1,000 views. I want to thank those individuals who have let other people know about the existence of Just Genealogy and thank those people that have given me some ideas as to other sessions that we should have. So again, Just Genealogy, converting people doing genealogy into genealogists day by day. Thanks again.